Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for watching Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. This is our 40th show. So for everyone that's watching tonight or going to be around for the replay, I appreciate you. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We got some definitely some comics, some movies that are coming out, aliens, monsters, all the good shit. So without further ado, let me show you guys a little something I think is really awesome for those of you that are really into comic book art. I think you'll really get a big kick out of this. This is from one of my top tier, like favorite, all time GOAT artists. It's Walter Simonson. And he was a really big influence on me as I kind of try to start taking comic booking seriously with this book, Ragnarok. And this is his, I think this is his like opus right here. It's like his 16th chapel piece right here, man. It's got, it's the Battle of Muspelheim. And it's Surtur basically taking on everybody, man. You got Beta Ray Bill in there, Thor, like all of the Asgardians pretty much. You got Fenrir up at the top right there. Just really, really awesome piece. And he's been working on it for a bit. It's really massive too. It's 61 inches by 40 inches. So he had to pencil everything, and then now he's slowly inking it. So doing some updates on this piece as he finishes it. Then after he's done with this, he's going to be working on Ragnarok again. And that was a big, like an awesome book that I jumped into. That's actually, yeah, man, one of my favorite comics. I think it's the one that's the best. It is mainstream, but it's still IDW. I think it's the best property IDW ever had, and I really think that they, I don't know, should have really capitalized on it. But yeah, it was him doing his version of Thor. He did the Marvel thing, and he wanted to do his own version of Thor. Him being a Norwegian comic book artist. He's gonna have, and he's really into like myth, like the Greek myths and just myths in general. He's had to do his own take on it, and what he did with his Thor, with his Ragnarok, man, it's epic and fucking metal. And oh man, I can't recommend that more than anything. So yeah, if you haven't guys followed Walt Simonson on all the social medias, you should. We're lucky to still have him, and I hope he, I can't wait to see like when he puts out the next Ragnarok book. But this piece, man, whoever gets that, I'm so jelly. Another thing I wanted to show you guys right here. This is a book that I checked out before, and it's actually pretty fucking metal. It was on Scout Comics, and forgive me if I shared this book before, but this one's called Gods of Brutality. It kind of has like a kind of like a Kirby feel to it. Kind of reminds me of Eric Larson a little bit too, back in when he was like doing some of his best work, the early days of Savage Dragon and the Spider-Man era. A little bit of that, a little bit of Kirby. And yeah, man, this book has Thor and Hercules in it. This is the Scouts comic website. They have tons of comics on here, guys. You should come to scoutscomics.com. But yeah, this one's 32 pages. I believe it's a 3 or 4 parter. It's in 2020. Rock God Nick Dillon will step off the stage for the final time, ending his 37-year career as the head of the metal band Gods of Brutality. They're about to release their final album, completing the story he set out to tell 37 years before. In his final interview, Nick reveals that when he died for 1 minute, 24 seconds in 1984, he was actually in hell, where he was tortured by demons. And in fact, in an act of desperation, Nick prayed to any god that would listen. Thankfully, his pleas were answered when Thor and Hercules were dispatched to save him. This comic is telling you that story. So I don't know. I think that's really cool. It's got a lot of really awesome covers in here. Freaking bunch of bangers. I haven't read it yet, but I definitely want to check it out. But yeah, that's like just like the regular cover. There's a bunch of different ones. There's an ash can on here too. But yeah, you got Thor and you got Hercules right there, man, and fighting demons in hell with this heavy metal singer, Gods of Brutality. So yeah, could check it out at Scout Comics. So put the link in the chat. You guys can go check out Gods of Brutality or even Scout Comics. And they have another one on there, I think like Metal Shark or something like that. That book looked pretty cool too. Pretty funny. And they have a bunch of other really cool looking books. And I think that they deliver pretty quick too. So you just buy comic books off their website. And I think they're publishing a lot of indie books, because some of the books that I've seen on here were, I think, put out through different comic book companies. Like they basically kind of co-publish it with you. So like for this right here, it's Black Caravan Comics, I believe. They probably hooked up with Scout, and Scout might be putting their book out online, or maybe even to stores too, through another ways of getting your book seen. It's pretty cool too to have everything on one website. And for those like indie people, man, check them out. They even have this like Scout Select. This dude looks pretty badass. Looks like a Maui warrior right here. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, come check it out, guys. These books look cool over here. There's a big topic that's been going around right now for a big franchise of movies that have to do with the extraterrestrials. And I don't know. It's something that I've been wanting to really like talk about and get into. And definitely it's So Predator Badlands. This is a shot right here from the set of the movie Predator Badlands with the director. And yeah, man, the creature is front and center in this one right here. For me, I've seen a lot of people talking about it lately, and I always thought that the Predator being front and center, like that was where it should have always been. You know, I always wanted there to be a Predator movie where there was like maybe 3 warring tribes in there, right? And there wasn't really any humans. Like the whole movie would just take place on one of the Predator planets. And yeah, man, they could actually speak in English. You know, you have actors voice acting them. You know, maybe they could use different actors just doing the voice. I would say you could somehow have them speaking in their like Predator, you know, dialect in the beginning, and then it could say translated from Watchka, or you know, whatever their the Predator race is. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head, but you could say translated from that into English, and then boom, you start having the voice actors talking, or even the actors, you know, whoever's playing the roles, and you could have them in the suits, and you know, it could be a whole movie like that, or even a trilogy of movies that are just straight up Predators fighting different tribes on different planets, or on fighting for maybe the whole planet that they're trying to gain control over, which warring tribes. I think that would be epic. That they haven't done. That's like something I've always wanted to see. I've also wanted to see them talking to each other when they're taking on aliens or humans. That's something else that they can move into with that. Robert Rodriguez was saying that for Predator, I remember in an interview after he had done the Predator, sorry. He was saying that, yeah, you can make, you know, endless Predator movies. There's just endless possibilities with Predator. And I believe that too, man. There's just so much you could do. But a lot of people have been talking about this lately. For me, you're looking at this picture, right? And in this picture is obviously looking at a Predator, but it's kind of short. You know what I mean? That Predator's tiny. That's a small Predator, you know? So for me, I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, what if they're doing a female Predator in this movie? They've never shown any female Predators before, you know? So at this point, do we know, what are they, fucking asexual snails or something? Probably not. I mean, from my understanding, they have female Predators in the comics from Dark Horse. But you know, I think anything one time is cool, you know? I know that's kind of like a thing that they do, or they kind of like, oh, let's gender swap or whatnot. Like in the last Predator movie, Prey, they had a female, protagonist through the whole movie. I thought that movie was pretty awesome. It was a little Susie towards the end, but it was still cool. And the Predator design, that was the one thing I really didn't like about the movie, was the mask. I thought the mask was trash. I'm not a real big fan of things that are just blank on masks. That's a real trendy thing that's been going on like the last 10 years, and just comics and media and movies. You get these characters, I've talked about it before, where they wear helmets or masks, and they're just like one spike coming out of it, just really void and boring. So I didn't really like that mask. But when he took off the mask, he looked really cool. Upon further examination of this photo, you can see a human cheek. It's almost as if, though, this isn't a female Predator, but it might be a female Predator, a stunt woman, or an actual human that's dressed like a Predator that's trying to fit into the Predator culture. Now, we do know that there is another female lead in this movie, and allegedly she's going to have a twin. So I don't know if this movie is going to take place on a Predator world where they're breeding humans to hunt, and they have twins that they're going after, and maybe one of the twin gets out and, you know, she falls into the Predator culture. Maybe she kills one and takes its armor. I don't know. But that's definitely not a normal size Predator in that picture, and it's a small Predator. It looks like it's a female, just judging by the height. So those are some of the things, you know, that the movie could talk about. Right here, they stay at the Predator franchise has over the years given us all kinds of heroes. We got Arnie's ripping muscles in the original, Danny Glover's Ellie Cop in the sequel, a gaggle of reprobates and Predators, and most recently Amber Mid-Thunder's Comanche warrior Naru in Dan Trachtenberg's Prey. But his next Predator outing, Trachtenberg, he's doing this one too, okay, has something very different planned. 2025 will see the release of Predator Badlands, as well as another film in the franchise that he shot simultaneously in secret. Oh, shit. Okay. Wow. So he shot two more. So he shot another Predator movie, which is exactly a follow-up to Prey, but a future set tale taking place in an alien planet. And most importantly, it brings a very different kind of Predator protagonist to Predator itself. Man, I love Predator. I I remember the Predator Batman comic as a kid. when I was a kid, I just would randomly pick up comic books, that would like look cool. I go to the comic store like once a year with my dad and my uncle, my grandpa, and I didn't get to go that much. So I would see them randomly, like in liquor stores, 7-Elevens. And if I saw something cool and I had some money or an allowance, I would buy what I saw. And I remember for sure one of them was Predator Batman, and it was only like an issue number 2 or 3. It wasn't, I don't think it was the first one, but it was, Batman gets this big ass suit at the end of the movie, and he's got like a headpiece, and I remember the line says, "Let it come and get me." It kind of like RoboCop a little bit, but it was cool. I still have the comic too. I actually want to go back and get the whole series again, but that was the old Batman versus Predator. So, yeah, man. What else do they say? The creature is front and center, leading the charge. Trachtenberg Renz speaking to Empire in this Andor season 2 issue. He's still badass. Okay, so right there, he's still badass. So you are going to get a male Predator in here, but there's something there that touches you emotionally too, creating a character you connect with, but also are super intimidated by. Has a bit challenging, but exciting. The idea, he says, came from a desire to find another essential piece of cinema that does what Prey did spiritually, pushing the franchise boundaries, letting us root for a hero we rarely get to root for, but in a different way. And that transformed into the big idea of rooting for the Predator. Finally, the ugly motherfucker's day has come. No, I mean, I've been saying this for years. I've been wanting the Predator to be the main character for years. That's why I'm in the minority, but I mean, for the longest time, my favorite Predator movie was Requiem. I know it's kind of like the worst in some ways, but it's the main Predator. They call him, he's one of the main characters in the movie. They call him the Wolf in there. Like if you're watching the special features, and it kind of reminds me of just like he's almost like a grizzled Batman in Predator, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. He's sitting in his Predator temple on the Predator homeworld that you see. He gets a distress call and he gets out of his throne chair and he's just like, he goes to his wall, his armory like Batman. He picks up the whip and, all of his shit and takes off. And I just thought that was so badass, I know it's kind of like basic bitchery, but man, I really loved it. And I still think that's fucking my favorite movie, man. But I personally, I'm a Predator stan. I like all the Predator movies. I think they all have like, they all offer something different, a different flavor. And they'll have, just something else. I mean, even the last one that Shane Black did was a comedy, but it was still fun. Let's see what else he says. While audiences will be asked to empathize with Badlands' dreadlocked hunter, there will be humans in the mix too, notably Elle Fanning, who will play more than one character. She faced intense challenges on this movie, dramatically, physically, logistically. Trachtenberg teases a Predator will lead a Predator lead and multiple Elle Fannings. Get us to the chopper ASAP. Okay, well, so I'm excited for this movie. I even, like I said, I even like Prey, and I still got to go back and watch that again. That movie was pretty awesome. But yeah, it's big news, man. I'm can't wait to see what they're doing. Maybe it's a teenage Predator, because that's definitely a tiny looking Predator right there that we're getting in the picture. So or something like that. You did get the Lawrence Fishburne character in Predators, where he stole a helmet and a gun, and he was living on that planet. That movie's pretty underrated too. I like that one a lot, man. Predators was awesome. That's probably like Predator the best. Then I'd have to go to Predator or Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Then I would say Predators. Then the Predator. Then AVP. And then Predator 2. and then Prey. That's the order that I have it in. Predator 2 is pretty cool, but I don't know, man. It's kind of slow. Alien vs. Predator is slow as fuck, and then they make the Predators out to be like bitches. The set designs, it's a beautifully shot movie. The Predators look awesome. They're big and buff. They move like tanks in there, the breed that they put in there. But they turn the Predators, they turn them into straight bitches in that movie. They get punked by the aliens. And I didn't like that. That wasn't like a big thing for me. I'm definitely more of a Predator fan than an Alien fan. And Alien's dope too. I like all the Alien movies. Preston Poulter is financing a Western movie with Arnie Hammer, William H. Macy, Thomas Jane, the same Preston Poulter. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, good for him. At least he's moving on. Sometimes you got to move on from stuff. Move on from the bullshit, I guess. Yeah. All right. So crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. So right now, got a little bit of monster hunting to do. I don't know if you guys have seen this one, but let's go ahead and get into it. So this one's called the Drekavac. Okay, so yeah, this one's pretty crazy. There's like a little picture of it right there. Almost looks like a head of like a dinosaur or something. Yeah, humanoid from the Vulcans. So a description: Drekavac comes from the souls of children who have died unbaptized. Wow, that's pretty fucking metal. The creature is not consistently described. Another description is that its body is dappled, elongated, and as thin as a spindle, with a disproportionately large head. A modern find of a supposed Drekavac body looked like a dog or a fox, but with hind legs that like a kangaroo. It may also appear in the form of a child, and call for people passing near the cemetery to baptize it. That's pretty scary. That sounds like some Hellboy shit, Totally something Mike Mignola would write. One more modern description says that it is kind of a primate. The one feature everyone agrees about is the horrifying yell. There's always a yell, right? There's always a shriek. Drekavac could be seen at night, especially during the 12 days of Christmas. Okay, all right. This would be a good Christmas movie. I think there is some Drekavac horror movies. I think there is. Yeah. I think I designed a Drekavac character a long time ago. So yeah, called upon unbaptized days in the Serbo-Croatian and in early spring when other demons appear, most often in the form of the child. It predicts someone's death, but in the form of the animal, it predicts cattle disease. Okay, so that would have to deal with the food supply. Drekavac rarely bothers its parents as it is afraid of dogs. Okay, in Drekavac, it is often used as a child scare in a similar way as a banshee in the West. It is probably more useful than banshee in rural areas, as children would surely sometimes hear the sound of some animal and attribute it to a Drekavac, thus convincing them that it really exists, which would then probably prevent them from wandering far from home. In the cities, however, belief has faded as and Baba Roga, which more closely resembles the Western boogeyman and much more commonly used. So it's kind of like almost like Krampus, that with the Germans, the Krampus device that the Germans used for their teenagers, so they weren't they stopped believing in Santa, so to a certain degree, or at least to keep them home. Let's see here, though the creature is used as a scare tactic for children, there are adults who do believe in its existence. According to the guide of a reporter of Duga magazine, numerous villagers on the mountain of Zatebur reporting seeing it, and almost everyone reports hearing it. It is commonly sighted all over Bosnia and Serbia, and more rarely in Croatia, Montenegro, and North Macedonia. It is most commonly sighted in the regions of Sumadija, Primovaji. Oh, I can't pronounce those words, guys. Sorry. Let's see here, man. Yeah, there's a bunch of sightings here. That one looks crazy, though. Okay, so the one picture at the top is a fox carcass, guys. Sorry. Yeah, there's a bunch of sightings here, though. Definitely a crazy character, though. Would be cool for a comic, for a horror one shot, and you guys out there doing comic books that are doing anthologies. You want to get in there. That's a perfect time to do it. What's up, Brian? How you doing, brother?
I'm okay, man. Sorry I'm late. I just got
that's all
caught
good.
up. I was reading the new shit.
Oh, the new Conan. Nice.
Yeah. And so, so I mean, a comic or a novel, whatever, is good if you lose track of time, and I lost track of time, so my bad. But I'm here now.
For sure.
Drekavac, the Screamer, huh? That sounds
man,
fucking spooky.
Yeah, and like it's kind of a thing, like a device. So, I mean, you would know about the Germans using Krampus for the teenagers to stay in, and I was watching Krampus with the kids a couple days ago. I thought that movie they did a pretty good job of keeping it PG-13, but scary, kind of
Which
like
one?
Gremlins. But
There's like 500,000 Krampus movies now.
the
You
big
talking about
budget
the one that
universe.
was done by the guy who did Trick or Treat?
I think so. It's a big budget Universal one. So the one with Toni Collette in it, and
Yes, yeah. And she, of course, is always amazing. She just elevates everything that she's in.
oh yeah, definitely.
As I always say, got robbed for not getting an Academy Award for Hereditary. Robbed.
Yeah, that movie is excellent. That's a really like underrated horror movie. I think it's really good. They knocked out of the park with that one, man. Gabriel Byrne, and it's like the whole thing that they saved to the end that it's a bunch of witches. But that's been a common thing lately too. They kind of put witches in at the end that they're the source of the all evil for the story.
Right. And demons, of course. Demons is lurking and evil's at work. It's like that's the monster right now. Saw Scream. I said Scream 2. No, I saw Smile 2.
Oh, is it good?
Yes, very good.
Awesome.
Actually.
I really liked the first one, and I only saw like the last 40 minutes of it. I don't know why. I just thought like, that's probably stupid as fuck. I'm not gonna mess with that. And then the wife was watching monster, man. And I saw the end of the movie. It's like, damn, that monster's sick. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fuck with this shit later. And then I saw that
effects, man.
Yeah, I saw the making of it.
Animatronics and shit. So it's that, but it's like that because it's by the same director. It's just on a bigger scale with a bigger budget, and it has kind of an open ending in the sense that it's setting up like a third movie, but it's setting it up in a really, really interesting idea that would almost be like apocalyptic.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's worth seeing. It's worth seeing for sure. I mean, the Smile movies, they're basically like an American version of like Japanese horror movies.
Yeah, it's kind of got that feel a little bit.
Right. And the first Smile, I was like, well, there wasn't anything original about that, but Edwin. That's okay. What up, Edwin? I was like, it did what it was trying to do well, and the same thing with the new one. Yeah, in other words, just like there isn't much meat there, but it's just really well made. So thumbs
definitely.
Up on Smile too.
And then they got that actor from he was on a really cool show about like Appalachian action drama. It was called The Outsiders. It was like Sons of Anarchy, but with the Appalachian villager people, when they would come down and steal
like hillbillies.
Yes, sir. And they would come down and they had a whole tribe and they still practice old like Scotch. Like they were up there for like 400 years. They only come down to steal. It's called Outsiders. It's a hard recommend. They did 2 seasons. And he was like one of the young guys in there. And the chieftain of the town was called a Brennan. So there was an old lady, she was the Brennan. And so there was a younger guy that was going to be a Brennan, in this big corn-fed full. You've seen it. He's been in a million movies. Once you see him, you're like, oh, that guy. And this dude right here, he kind of looks like Johnny Depp a little bit, sort of. He was in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. He's in Smile. He's a cop with he's in both movies, right?
Yes.
So
I know the guy. So
he's kind of like, people were saying that they could kind of maybe include him. He should probably be the main character for the third movie. They're kind of, because he's still around, like he's still surviving, right? Another attribute.
No, he's in this, like he's in the second film.
What's up, Matt LaRock? How you doing, brother?
I believe he's at the beginning of the second film.
Oh, okay.
Because of course, the curse has to start somewhere, and then it has to spread, and there's like a genealogy, right?
Yeah.
And because everybody that witnesses the current person that's possessed killing themselves, I mean, it's really the demon that's doing it, right?
Right.
But everybody witnesses that, then they have the curse. And it was, I'm not going to give anything away about the ending to the second one, but it's like I'm thinking like, oh, the third one could be sick. Like in other words, I was just kind of like, really, we need a sequel to Smile, but then I'm like, that was actually really good. And now I'm thinking we're doing this Smile 3. I'm just like, oh, well, if they go there. Yeah.
I mean, look, there's a lot of possibilities. And I thought it was cool how they included Jack Nicholson's son in there. He looks just like him. You know what I mean? He's he's like the promo art and that smile he does. It's totally Jack Torrance, right?
Oh, dude. That's the thing. They get these actors that have that evil smile down.
Yeah.
And the viral marketing campaign for that first movie where they would have these actors sitting like in the stands in like ball games, and the jumbotron would just cut to them, and they'd just be sitting there with that fucking smile. That was fucking clever.
Yeah, it's definitely got an Asian horror feel to it. Definitely, the movie does too. I got to go back and watch the whole movie, but I just remember seeing the end. I was like, "This is fucking dope. This is scary too." You know, and I love it. I love it when movies end like that too. Like that movie, like the movie Mirrors, it ended like that too. Same thing with Barbarian, where you go through this whole movie and then you get a monster at the end. You know,
yes,
and that's cool. Like, and I hate it. Like, I love it when they do that. And sometimes movies don't do that. They don't do that, but like, oh yeah, we got a big scary bitch. You know, like 2 stories tall and shit.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, you know, if you're waiting the entire movie to see the monster, you gotta deliver. If you see the monster and you feel like wah, wah, wah.
Well, yeah, I mean, with these movies, like, I didn't think there were going to be any monsters in them, really. I thought they were just going to be like maybe like a shadow or a ghost or like a little phantasm, but not like a big scary monster. Like, even in Mirrors at the end, you had that scary witch kind of, you know, and same thing with Smile, and there's a bunch of them now. Well, not now, but I guess over the last 10 years, they I don't know if you heard about the new Predator Badlands coming out. It's from the same director as Prey. Did you watch Prey?
Oh, it's a direct sequel to that, right?
Yeah.
Is there new news about that? Because Prey was really good.
It was. Yeah, there's new news about it actually. I guess he shot 2 movies. If I'm misunderstood, but he shot the new Predator movie Badlands and then another movie that's in the Predator franchise, like secretly. He said. So I don't know what that's going to be.
So it's like back to back.
Yeah, but
because they save money that way.
Yeah, but I don't think so. Badlands is for sure Predator, but I'm thinking he shot like something with another character. Like, it would be cool if he did something with Arnie, like a Dutch movie or something like that. I think that'd be kind of
Dutch. Cool. That is what they should do. I don't understand why they don't do that for the Predator sequels.
Totally.
Get Dutch back in at the end of the Predators when they open that case instead of some stupid armor, Iron Man armor, anti-Predator armor. Should have been Dutch.
Yeah, it should have been Dutch just in there.
You know, it's at least seeing like, you know, like on his chest or somewhere, an indication that it's him.
And in this movie, the Predator is going to be the protagonist. So I'm like really excited about that. I was talking about that earlier in the show, and it's got one of the Fanning girls, you know, not Dakota, but her younger sister or something. She's going to have a twin sister, and it's going to be on a planet. But in the photo that they're showing, you got the director looking right at you, or he's looking right at the Predator, or at least a Predator person with dreadlocks. I'm like, dude, that if you look at the picture, he is smaller than him. So I'm like, dude, that's either a female Predator, which we haven't seen before, which I'm cool with, you know,
right? Sure. It's an alien race, I'm sure they got warrior women too.
Or it's Fanning that's putting on Predator gear, like she skinned it alive and took the head, and one of the twins lives out there with them and is in their society.
So is this in the sequel to Prey?
Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily a sequel to Prey, but it's the same director. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. The one that's, I guess he did 2 Predator movies back to back.
Yeah, I get. Well, I mean, that's what it says in the Empire article. He shot.
Oh, okay.
He shot Predator Badlands, which is his next Predator movie, and a Predator movie in the Predator franchise. So I'm thinking it's a character from one of the Predator movies.
It should be Dutch, goddammit.
Maybe Danny Glover, you know, maybe Jake Busey, because he's still alive. His dad died, but he's in Shane Black's movie. Like, there's a lot of characters. Danny Glover, I don't know.
But the main thing is you need to see Arnold back. You need to have Dutch.
Yeah. What I liked about the Predator video game, Hunting Grounds, terrible game, right? But there was a DLC where for like $2 you could get Dutch and play as Schwarzenegger, right? There aren't nearly enough Schwarzenegger and Stallone games. There are like none, and it blows my mind, right? But what was my point? Oh yeah, that's right. They made his appearance. It's like as you would go through the game, you'd get like these new tapes as you were leveling up, and all of them were of Arnold as the character. You could hear him lighting his stogie, smoking his stogie, right? And and was like basically it's like Dutch had found out that he has like cancer and that he's not long for this world. So he's like, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to find one of those motherfuckers and I'm going to show the world that these fucking things have been here. And so he's looking for like the Predator, Yeah,
I'm surprised that they never
it's
used
like following like basically a trail of bodies, like incidents. Yeah. So that's what the new, if you're gonna do a new Predator movie, do that for
do
fuck's
something
sake.
with Arnie. I got a little surprise for you. I was gonna share this. I was gonna probably work this. Probably gonna fuck with this next week, but I guess I'll do it right now.
All right.
We got a Solomon Kane comic coming out from Titan.
Oh.
So we got the cover by Mike Mignola right there. It's by Patrick Zurcher's been doing a Solomon Kane story in every Savage Sword. So he's done one story altogether, and then he did another one. I think his artwork's obviously professional and it's good, but I think he just draws Kane a little too handsome.
Now this is a Mignola cover, right?
Yeah, Zurcher's, but this isn't the artwork by Zurcher. Zurcher is doing though. It's called the Serpent Ring. So
right,
yeah,
it's
Zurcher's
like Kane isn't ugly.
No,
but he's not like a male model either. That's what I really liked about. Why am I blanking on his name? The guy who played Kane in the feature film.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's perfect. I forgot his Purefoy.
James Purefoy. He was perfect. You want somebody that's good looking but rugged. Good.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you got.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that could play like a hard motherfucker, because that's the thing about Kane is he would twist fucking Conan into a fucking pretzel. I think he's by far the fucking coolest of those characters, but also he's just the most hardcore, and he has like insane strength. Did you finish the stories yet?
Oh God, no. I wish. That's like the only thing I'm reading as far as like. Other than comics and graphic novels, I'm just reading Howard now.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's just, to me, the perfect Solomon Kane moment is when he's in the jungle and he's watching like a group of Arab slave traders leading slaves through the jungle, right?
Yeah.
And he's planning. He's like, well, no, I'm a dead man if I fuck with these guys. So he's laying low.
Yeah.
And then one of the slaves, this African girl, falls down, and one of the Arab slave traders is just like, oh, she's not going to make it. So he takes out his knife and he's like, so let's have some fun with her. And he's going to skin her alive. And then suddenly there's a shot that comes out of nowhere. Boom! The motherfucker's head explodes. Arab slave trader falls to the ground. Of course, Howard's got to describe his brains falling out of his fucking skull. Right. Yeah. And Kane is just like, suddenly everybody is looking at him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like, where the fuck did that shot come from? And then he sees his own arm outstretched and the gun in his hand, smoke fucking coming from the barrel.
Yeah. He's just like,
he saw something that made him so angry.
Yeah.
That he blacked out practically. He just went,
he reds out.
Die, motherfucker.
He reds out for justice, you know.
That's the thing about Kane. He's a fanatic.
Yeah, and and then upon like reading just about his like power scale and I got spoiled. He is the most powerful character I think in the Howardverse, you know,
dude.
Because of the staff, you know, it's. But
also check this out.
Biblical, you know.
His physical strength,
certainly
would rival Conan's, because like one of the coolest details is. In that scene, he just gets mauled by the Arab slave traders, and there's too many of them, and they fucking weigh him down. They basically dogpile him. And Howard mentions that, like, there's one of the slave traders, he's got his hand around the slave trader's throat. Yeah. He's just squeezing the fucking life out of him, and they can't get his hand off. And finally, it's just like, you know, like 5 men have to, like, pry finger after finger after finger, and of course, by the time they get Kane's hand off of this motherfucker's throat, he's dead. He's just like he won't let. He's just like, I'm gonna take as many of you motherfuckers with me as I possibly can.
I hope this book is just scary, man. I hope this book is scary and like it's powerful, like Kane, and it's dark and gothic. You know, I will say that like that book, it's drawn really well. You know what I mean? But I'm not getting that dread though. I'm not getting the dread. Like there's a lot of dread with Kane.
Yes, he's a horror character. He's a horror
character, and like I wasn't getting that in there. It was entertaining. I will say though that it got a little better towards the end because he did the first story, and then he did like part of the kind of one of the big intro stories to Curse of the Battle of Blackstone, which is this side comic that they're doing that kind of it's bringing together the new Howard verse, so it's another comic that's out right now. Conan has 3 comics out a month now, so starting next year there's going to be 4 Conan comics or 4 Howard comics by them a month, and everybody voted for Solomon Kane. Brian, if you follow them on YouTube, they and Twitter, they asked, what do you guys want? Do you guys want Cole? Do you want Kane? Like, who do you want? Like, first it was like, who do you guys want? And they had like a bunch, and everyone's like, Kane. They're like, all right, guys, and they're like, we answered what you guys wanted.
I'm not the only one.
You guys asked for it. You guys are getting Kane. I'm just
fuck yes.
This guy's a good artist, but it's like, damn, I kind of wish somebody else was doing it. To be honest with you, like a different artist,
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's something about that character, right? There's certain characters that can only be written by the author, right? Howard the Duck. That character is always terrible, has always fallen flat on his face when it was anybody but Steve Gerber. That's because basically he was a self-insert, but not the self-insert in the way that we normally think of it.
Yeah.
Right? For some reason, only he could write that character. Now, Conan, a million writers can write Conan and write you a dope Conan story, right?
Yeah.
Roy Thomas, Chuck Dixon, a lot of dudes, Timothy Truman, Joe R. Lansdale. But there's something about Kane where, and I hope I'm wrong about this. I want to see somebody prove me wrong, but I think it's quite possible that nobody could really write Kane but Howard himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard. Like for me, like if I wanted to take it really serious, I'd be hitting up like, Steve Niles. You know what I mean? I'd get some really,
Ramsey Campbell finished a fragment.
Maybe even Mike Mignola. I mean, he did the cover, but he does do some good. He does know how to write horror for comic for the comic medium, and it's a little different than the the pulp.
Well, what they should do? So, what they should do is, and I think this has already been done actually at least once in comics and twice just in prose. There, he left behind a fragment, and so different writers have come in and taken cracks at that fragment. It's about Kane running into like an evil German baron when he's like in Bavaria.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and but all of those versions, it's just like, yeah, that was fun, that was but it just didn't feel like Kane.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, maybe one day you could take a crack at it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, I would love to, but I would be intimidated as fuck. I would be like, because that's a Conan story, no sweat. Cole, no sweat. Kane, my favorite character of all time, but
that's your shit. That's your shit. The thing is, though, this guy's gonna write and illustrate. This guy's gonna write and illustrate the whole book, and it's almost like, damn, like, I don't know. It's a little.
I wish him the best of luck. I wish him the best of luck.
I'm gonna put it on my pull list for sure, though. I mean, I'm definitely getting this shit.
My fucking LCS still doesn't carry any of this stuff.
Well, you can order this just from their website, just from Heroic Signatures.
But then I'm like, I think I'll wait for the trade paperback.
Yeah, that's true.
And the trades are coming out like right when the last issue is finished.
So the trades, all right. So this trade, Brian, won't be out till next year because it doesn't come out till March. So you figure it's probably going to be like 5 issues. Won't be out till Christmas or Thanksgiving. So it'll probably be about a year.
What? A year?
Well, it comes out in March. It comes out on sale March 25th. So you figure that's April to May, May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September.
All right.
Let's say 6 issues.
I may have to order that shit then. I would just get. I might need those floppies.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, dude. You just put them on order, and then it's either through Titan or Heroic Signatures, one of the two, because they're both like in conjunction with each other. They're both tied together. So, but yeah, man, I wanted to share that with you. I thought that you might get a kick at it. That dude's an awesome artist, and but we'll see. I think hopefully the next one will be a little scarier and he'll draw him a little more grisly.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Michael Wincott, I think, would have been an amazing Kane at one point. in his life. He gets, I mean, I haven't seen him in a long time, but he could always do Old Man Kane. I mean, there's Solomon Kane's Homecoming, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
which is the poem
definitely.
that's been interpreted. You see, that's the thing. It's like with like the Shadow Empire. It's like I had already read like 3 comic book versions and the original prose version of that story. And so, but the thing is, it's just like when you have a new artist come in and new people doing that shit, it's just like, yeah, no, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Absolutely.
It's always a different angle, right? From somebody doing it, and everybody visualizes things in their head differently, you know. And like that's a that has to do with like what they've seen in life that helps that involuntary population of images in their head, you know. Like when I'm reading Solomon Kane, what I see in my head is going to be different from what you see in your head, you know.
Exactly.
The angle is going to be different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that I mean, ultimately, it could go down to how much Howard's describing in detail, like the camera angle and whatnot, you know, and those types of things. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's just weird seeing these camera angles. You know,
there is such a thing as there is such a thing as cinematic writing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
right? Even Plutarch. I don't know if you've ever read any of Plutarch's lives. You know, this was like he was like a Roman historian. These are ancient books, like 2,000 years old. But he describes a battle and in such cinematic detail, you're just like, wait a second, like how did you know that detail? There's no way you could know that. You're making that shit up, motherfucker. But it's interesting. It's actually for books that are that old, they're actually surprisingly readable.
Yeah, and Howard, the way he writes to me very cinematically, and like the way he's describing, the way he's writing a like just the sword fights, you know, I forgot the name. I'm horrible with names, but the third story, I guess, in the canon and Howard or Solomon Kane, where he goes to Africa to avenge the girl. It's like, what is it? Red Skies, I think is the name of it. I'm not sure.
Red Sails.
See, I'm horrible with names, but
no, that's
the fights that he'd have with the wolf, Le Wolf, or I forgot the name. The guy's name was Wolf, I think. Le Loup, yeah. The fights that he'd have with him, they were very well descriptive of how he's fighting, you know, with the swords, the swashbuckler.
And when he fucking finally gets that motherfucker, he does him up tasty.
Yeah, and the gorilla, like I see that scene of the gorilla that gets him, you know, and for me, it's just like a full-on straight shot. You're looking straight at him in the moonlight,
right?
And there's jungle around in the water, and it's so cool. And in the distance, you just see the gorilla. But
oh my god,
probably gonna take a little.
I think that's another character. I think Le Loup is if he just fucking pushes a fucking dagger into his chest, nice and fucking slow, because he's trying to stop him, and of course Kane is renowned for his strength, and it's just like, no, motherfucker.
Like, dude, it's weird because
I traveled halfway across the world to do this.
He's like I find that most like the strongest guys I know, like in real life, are guys that like work like 10 hours a day and they're kind of skinny and they're all muscle. They're stronger than the meatheads, you know? And you look at him and they just look, you're like, look at that skinny motherfucker. And you like, look at him. You shake his hand. He just breaks every bone in your hand, you know?
Yeah,
and just
it's
lifts
like
up
tendon
stuff.
strength. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like work strength and
nothing beats
concrete hands, you know, he's lighting matches off of his hands, you know, like
right. Whereas like, you know, Vince McMahon has like these giant fucking muscles, but then he blows his fucking like quadricep with
both
just
of them
jumping into a fucking ring.
To me, like Kane is scary. Like Kane's the scariest one too. Like he's the scariest and he's the most powerful, biblically powerful. His staff is biblical, right? It's the staff of Moses, right?
Unless they've added that. No, that's a symbol of his relationship with the African shaman Nolonga.
Okay,
and Nolonga is his boy.
Yeah, and he was in that one, Red Sails, as well. That's where you first meet him.
Yeah, he's this old wizard, right?
Yeah,
and he uses his magic to help Kane.
Yeah, and
Kane, of course, is like, oh, witchcraft, right? And he always kind of, you know, and especially with the staff, with that fetish staff is what it's called. He's always kind of like, oh,
the cat-headed staff,
devil.
Right?
I might go to hell for this shit. But
Nolonga
also reaches out to him and says, like when he takes over the body of like this young man, right, the strapping young lad, this young buck. He's like, at the end of the story, he's just like, yeah, if I was evil, I would stay in this body. But no,
Right.
I'm going to go back to like my old withering, dying body. And basically teaches them, he's just like, this is just a tool, dude.
Yeah, that staff though he gets from him is from a famous character in the Bible. So I don't know if it's Moses.
Oh, okay, that's not Howard.
Okay.
So that's something that they're adding, but I'm
no,
okay
it's not. No, it is Howard. Like I'm like 90.
Is it really?
About 90% sure, but I'm not for sure that's in.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not for sure that
pretty sure I would know that, but
it's not in the.
I could be wrong.
It's not in the It's not in the Solomon Kane story. So there's a way that somehow it's related.
Oh, maybe it was in a journal or something. Are they digging into like his letters and shit?
Everything,
because they have access to everything.
Everything. I think it's heroic signatures.
Wrote like the maniac.
Go check out heroic signatures or the Conan. Go check out ConanTheBarbarian.com. It'll tell you everything about Solomon Kane. I think that's where I saw the video. It was like a month ago. What the fuck? I'm like, that would make him the most powerful character in canon. And I forgot what video it was I think it was just talking about the universe, And it's in something else. I think it was probably something from Allison, because Allison is Howard,
Right.
So,
right. So that to me is
I just think it's
really
dope.
Encouraging.
To me, it's just even better. Like it's just more like one more little nugget for Kane.
Bring new shit, right? It's just like, well,
gee, canon.
Howard was talking about doing this. Well, gee, well, why don't we do that?
It's canon, so that means it's the power of God.
Well, it's not. So, it's not canon. I mean, to me, it's not canon if it's not published, right? Because writers leave a lot of shit on the fucking table. Yeah. There's a lot of shit that we come up with that we never fucking use.
I have to watch that video again to see because I don't know where they reference it from or whatnot. You know what I mean? Or but I'm pretty sure it's written somewhere. Like it might be even a Bran McMorn story or something, or I don't know.
Interesting. The Bran McMorn stories are good too. Bran McMorn does not get enough love.
Yeah, I got to get that book too. I'm going to take a little metal break right now and fill up my rum and coke. So awesome. this band, when they came out, like, I listened to the first 4 albums. They're fucking dope. And then I kind of started checking out after a while. I seen them live. They're fucking heavy live. They sounded great. But they have 4 more albums now that I missed out on.
No shit.
The first album came out. It was wow shit. And the second one too. The first 2 albums were just so fucking good. And the singer quit. He left. He quit the band during like a big tour. They were on a tour with the band. One of my top 3 favorite bands, Soilwork. And Soilwork's from Sweden. These guys are from Boston. And the singer Soilwork was a big fan of them. And Soilwork had been around, I think, longer than them. And what did the singer do? The singer sang all the songs. The singer Soilwork sung his songs for the set, and then he sang this band's songs too. So I'm always trying to find. Yeah, the band's called Killswitch Engage, and now they're a huge fucking band. They're fucking massive. They're like a household name for metal. But I always wanted to hear like what Bjorn Strid what he did with Killswitch. When Jesse David Leach quit. Jesse David Leach quit, and then he got replaced by an awesome singer named Howard Jones. So that was kind of when I seen him. And he was there for 10 years.
I'm not saying that the albums that they did after him are bad. I'm just saying it's just like that dude's voice was just unique.
It was awesome, but I also think Jesse's was good, and I do like Jesse.
Very good.
I do like Jesse way more, but that guy was very unique, and he's very commanding and very, very powerful, like clean singing. Yeah. I did start checking out, though, on the last album he did. I don't know. It just got a little... I don't know. There was something, and everybody, all my buddies too, that were into the band, they're like, "Damn, that guy Jesse should come back." And the dude came back, and he's done the last 3 albums with them.
Yes.
But I checked out, so that's kind of cool. I could go back and listen to the last 4 albums, because sometimes they'll put out a song and it's just the one song that you don't like. It's the radio song, And they're on the Billboard charts. They're huge now. They're big now.
There's also bands that you sort of lose track of. Right? Mm-hmm. Writers, definitely filmmakers, just people that you just like, and then one day you're like, oh man, I wonder what that dude's been up to.
Right. And then, but the thing was the guitar player and Jesse, they were friends, and they started doing a side piece together while Killswitch was still going on. So I'm like, that fool's going to come back one of these days, because they were recording side albums. They had a side band, but he's back. He's been back awesome. For 3 albums. And here's a new song. I listened to like the first couple minutes of it. I think it sounds okay. And yeah, I mean, they're pretty big now, though. Like they're on, they're topping the charts and whatnot.
Really?
But I don't care
Good for them.
if they're good. I don't give a fuck how popular or trendy they are. It's good. It's good. I don't care.
No. Hey, man,
know?
look, there's, some people, there are people with good taste out there.
Yeah. And I don't care. Like, but
And metal
anyway.
is its own thing. If you're
Yeah.
into metal, it means already that you're kind of like, well, cooler than the average person.
And this is like my favorite genre if it's done right. I love, melodic death metalcore. I guess that would be the best way, or they just call it metalcore if you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
because a lot of people got down on Killswitch, especially the Howard Jones years, for being too poppy. And I was like, no, they're not being poppy. They're being catchy.
They're extremely catchy. And then like, I don't know, it just felt really catchy. Like the final album he did, like the one song I heard, that was just something about it. But I mean, at the time I wasn't feeling it, but now I could probably go back and like, no, this is
so good. Yeah. Those are still my favorite 2 albums.
And he did 3 albums with them. I think he did 3 albums with them. No, did he? Yeah, I think he did 3. I'm pretty sure he did 3 albums.
Unless it was like an EP or something like that.
Because he did, I think he did the End of
I
Heartache.
Can't possibly be missing an album.
I can't remember. They have 8 albums, so here we go. Let's check it out.
Yeah, boy. Double bass.
The guitar player. I like his little yells like that.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Those yells, those like melodic yells.
Yes. It's these catchy parts that people get down on them for.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good video too for like a no budget video.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Or his crack?
Crack kills, man.
I mean, yeah,
always having fun, though, you know?
Another tour video, but it's well done.
We get some Coronas.
Did you get some beers?
Yeah. Still got the same drummer and some guitar players, it looks like. That's cool. Surprise.
Yeah, and then of course some people get down on them for the religious stuff, but it's one of the things I like about them.
Pretty good song. Pretty
Hell
catchy.
yeah.
It's like you can't have it heavy and catchy at the same time. I think it's funny where you get like metalheads that like they listen to other genres of music
Yeah.
or just metal where there's like singers that are like just like classic metal, like all
Oh.
like the just heavy metal bands like that are just like I don't know, like Wasp and Judas Priest and I don't know, man. But they're like, oh, you can't scream, and be catchy at the same time.
Oh.
Or they'll go and listen to this other genres of music where it's clean singing, and they just think it's stupid if you have the two,
Right,
or I don't know.
right.
I just think that's fucking dumb. That's why I always think that like they go great together, dude.
Understand this: the Misfits, for instance, one of the all-time great bands, were not popular in their own time. They weren't. Because if anything, they were kind of unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Because that's when it was all about New York City hardcore.
Yeah.
And they were coming out with these catchy hooks, these Ramones style songs that were like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. And people weren't digging it. And then that's why for their last album, they just went for full out thrash, was because people weren't digging the melodic stuff at all.
Yeah, like for me,
now those
man.
records are classics.
Oh yeah, and like for me, I've always liked a combination of both, like clean singing. Like I've always been like a variety guy. Like for metal, I like it when,
right?
When they could I like singers that could do a lot. Because
for
metal, I just think it's cool. They have a lot of range. It's really hard to do too. And I think it's cool that bands that sing all the way through, that's cool too. But to be honest with you, I do get a little bored. Unless like the singer, there's just something about like the chorus and the verses where they're just so well written to where it's like kind of like a classic rock singer. Like there is some metal bands that do that. This classic metal and heavy metal, And
I think heavy metal.
Yeah.
There's some really good chicks out there. Christina Scabia, for instance, love her fucking singing. But of course, the thing with Lacuna Coil, you also have Andreas. So it's like the Beauty and the Beast thing. Like that really works too.
Mm-hmm.
But she has the kind of voice that, would be perfect for like power ballads.
Yeah.
And then, Andreas is doing like the demented axe murderer voice. That's what I always used to call that, the death metal growl.
I gotta go check out some more of their music. That Lacuna Coil. I could have sworn I seen them back in the day, but I don't know for sure if I did or not.
I saw them live.
Italy, I think.
I saw them live in not far from me, not in Fishkill, in fucking Poughkeepsie, and they were terrific. Got to see them in a old vaudeville theater, and they were one of those bands that's good at connecting with their audience.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And Christina Scabia just she's got to be bathing in like virgin's blood. She's got to be, seriously, dude. She's still fucking smoking hot Italian chick, man. What the fuck?
Did you ever hear Disharmonia Mundi? They never played or nothing. It was just a studio band, but he put out like a bunch of albums. It's one guy. He plays every instrument. He does the vocals, the guitars, the drums.
I think he's one of those dudes that I've heard about, but I haven't heard.
He did like, I think that he did like 5 albums, and then like album, I think 2, 3, and 4, he had the lead singer of Soilwork with them. So it was 2 singing, like he was singing all the vocals,
Who is this again?
Disharmonia Mundi.
Disharmonia Mundi. Are they from Italy?
Yeah, he's from Italy. It's just him, and then it's the singer of Soilwork on like half of the albums, So they sound like fucking Soilwork, to be honest with you. But like but they're fucking good, and they have the songs catchy. All the choruses are catchy, But I haven't checked them out in a long time. But they're fucking badass.
Always into finding new shit, man, or old shit that that you've.
That's usually what it is. There's usually old shit that's just like you've been sleeping on. That's usually what like I'm finding.
Yes. And to me, that's one of the things that's wonderful. Even when it comes to like, I was hanging out with my friend Chris, and we are always into like the Italian sleaze movies from like the 70s and the 80s. And it's just like, we keep finding new shit. it's
always,
like
dude.
a rabbit hole that just keeps going down, and like new shit pops out now and then. It's just like we still
just
haven't
so
reached
much,
the
you know?
bottom.
There's just so much stuff right now too, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of like there's new genres forming that you don't even know about that like the younger cats are listening to, and you're not even aware of it because you're kind of
Yeah.
you know?
And that's why it's important for people to listen to music
Yeah.
and read books and check out comics and movies and shit, all just art in general from other countries and from different eras, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes, but it's like the Macho Man Randy Savage said, the cream rises to the top.
Oh,
It's just you might
absolutely.
have you might have to wait 20 years to find out like what's cool that's coming out right now.
We got this new comic book campaign right here called Wrecked, man. I wanted to show it. It's on IGG right now.
Cool.
Let's see if it's this right here. It's got a Irene cover right here.
Really?
Yeah, it's a Wrecked
God damn it,
Cruel
man.
Beginning.
She is just fucking killing it, and what a sweetheart too. Just a really, really a cool, humble person.
Yeah, man. And this
And
one's
talented as fuck.
definitely it's set in a deep and ruined land in an island nation, all but forgotten by the rest of the world, ravaged by generation of war between its original inhabitants and fresh faces desperate for a better life. So, yeah, man, our story begins with a young Gertrude, a fortunate kid who grew up knowing nothing but her family's warmth and the safety of her secluded village. But nothing lasts. Chaos poured from the woods that once sheltered her home. Merciless and unnamed and faceless horde crushed her little world in an instant. Gertrude could only watch her as her family was slaughtered. Her dreams were brought to an end, and as she burned, only the unfortunate survived. They were treated no better than cattle, beaten and sold into slavery or worse. Many begged their gods for vengeance, offered their very souls in exchange for blood. Young Gertrude got her wish. So this is a 48-page book right here. This guy's been working on this for a long time. If you guys want to check it out, man, it looks pretty awesome. It's got some really cool black and white art right here.
That's and I mean that plot's pretty fucking compelling. It sounds like a story about somebody that's willing to damn themselves for revenge.
Yeah, and it's called Wrecked. So here's the artwork. I think it's just really, really cool. Oh my God,
this is beautiful.
Yeah, phenomenal. And he's been working on it for a long time.
This book's in black and white?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm gonna have to back this shit.
That's Sereni cover right there.
God damn it.
And then we got the see Michael Rush book. I know Dillard did some art for it too, I believe.
Nice.
And
we love Dillard. Dillard is good people.
This is an add-on book too, right here. You got by Jose Garcia with Jose Garcia is he's a visionary too with his art. I'm always catch myself like looking at his art too. He just really creates these worlds in every panel. That'd be the best way to describe it.
Right.
There's another piece he did right here.
This art is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a cool looking goblin.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, man.
I do enjoy some good goblin art.
I think that's Gilmore right there.
No shit.
You got a lot of like
he's
CG,
fucking leveling up.
A lot of CG cats on here,
Yeah, man.
CG and let's see.
And I may have my issues with certain people, but there are other people that I'm still cool with.
So you got the Rush book variant, got the Rini cover right here. They're both $25, 48-page. It's just like standard, the way it was. And
48
guys,
pages though is at least like a nice thick book.
Yeah, and there's an add-on too, But yeah, you got to get it. This book looks awesome. I'm gonna put the link in the chat too. I have to hit this guy up and maybe have him. Let's see here, Wrecked. And I don't know, man. I think he kind of ninja launched it,
Yeah, well, look, there really are very few places for people to go to promote shit right now. It's kind of over right now, or at least it's a lull, or it's a problem. And the only way we're going to fix it is if we start stepping up. I want to start stepping up in that regard.
I just thought this was a cool book, cool character and stuff, and
yeah, boy.
Go out and back it. I actually I did a piece for this too.
Did you?
Yeah, he actually picked it up from me.
Nice.
Let me Let me see if I have it still somewhere down here.
Fuck yeah.
I like the goblins, and I just thought the story was
whole
pretty
thing just looks
brutal.
fucking dope.
Yeah, how she I still got to pick up the Fiendish books too. I want to get those too.
Very good.
They look fucking
very
dope.
good. Yeah, that's
a lot of the Scandinavian influence in there that I like, but mixed with Lovecraft and
dude. Homegirl actually came up with her own language, her own.
I seen that
alphabet and everything, which are these runes. Yeah, no, she's into heavy, deep world building.
Oh yeah, I gotta get those books. But yeah, here's a little piece I did for right here.
Nice.
She's taking out some goblins on a bridge. Got some heads laying over the place and swiping some motherfuckers.
Yeah, lots of viscera, guts, and shit. You doing you.
If I ever can have a person taking on the world, versus the world is my my thing,
Oh, well, that's the Robert E. Howard thing right there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. That's what I love about the Conan the Barbarian from 1982, the John Milius movie.
Yeah.
Is the Battle of the Mounds it's not Howard, but it's quintessentially Howardian. Where basically you have this character, you see this in his fiction over and over and over again, where they're just like, you know what? I'm probably going to die here, but I'm okay with it as long as I get that motherfucker and take as many of these other cocksuckers with me as I possibly can.
Oh, yeah. That's where I'm going.
They're amazed of at the end, they survive, they prevail, but they're always kind of surprised.
That's where I'm going.
I'm still alive? Oh, shit.
Each story I write, there's little things where I go okay, I'm only doing this going forward. There's little check marks, fuck. Okay, check, Yeah. Don't show the origin, check, don't make them too powerful, check,
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things where it's just I don't know. It's crazy, all little things you learn along the way, where you could just not do that in the beginning. But I think people need to take the journey, people that are writing and writing stories and making comics and shit. They have to get in there and like Baron says, you got to shit out all the crap, But
you do. That's the thing. With Eric July's first book came out, and I didn't back it because I'm just not into cape shit, right?
Yeah.
And people, the general reaction was mid, right? I'm thinking damn, that was that guy's first comic book. It's just I would hate for people to see my first comics. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Not, I wish I could put I wish I could bury those in a vault, bury it under the vault.
Yeah, it takes some it takes some balls to just put out your first book like that,
Dude, I'm telling you, I've been writing for 30 years. It's only in the last 10 that I kind of was oh, okay, I think I know what I'm doing. I think I'm beginning to understand, I think I'm okay. And that's always just been my goal, is just to make shit that's professional. And that's why, with Six Gun, I felt so fucking validated after that, dude. So fucking validated, just because I got all these good reviews. So I was just okay, that means I don't suck.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I can't possibly suck if everybody says that my shit's good. I'm okay, it may not be as good or as great as they say it is, but at least it means I don't suck.
Oh yeah, definitely.
At least I'm competent.
Proof is in the pudding. I guess it's time to do a little guessing game right here. You
oh
down?
Shit, it's that time, huh? Oh
yes,
fuck,
sir.
is Preston?
Black Metal Decode.
Oh, check that out.
Nacht Museum.
Oh yeah, you got it. You know this band, huh?
No, I just got it immediately.
You just got it immediately. You're getting good at this, Brian. No
I
shit.
am, but no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, once again, it's just with these names. Sometimes you need to get in closer, and sometimes you need to get in.
Step out.
Yeah, and I think I got this one right away because the image is small.
Yeah, and I was trying to find a good, one that looked good, where it was readable, because some of them are just so blurry, and even when but sometimes it's oh, maybe I'll leave it blurry, make it harder for them to read it now. But they're already hard to read as it is. You're talking about Barron, man, he's got a new book out right now, new Sherlock Holmes book. It's on Fun My Comic. It's Sherlock Holmes Leviathan.
Oh, that's right.
And I just seen this tonight. I was just doing. You know what I never fucking do? I never go on like Indiegogo or Fund My Comic, and I went on here tonight, and I was just like, damn, like checking out some books, And here we go. We got this one. I did see he had it on Twitter, and I looked at it then, but I had forgotten about it. But it's Sherlock Holmes and Captain Nemo unite to unravel a global criminal conspiracy in an all-new graphic novel from Eisner winner Mike Barron and Richard Bonk, and those guys did the what was it, the last book, the American one, Private American.
Yes,
that book was
which
awesome.
Was killer.
Yeah, I really dug that one. I hope they make a sequel.
I did too.
I'm gonna check out this trailer. I don't know. Have you seen this trailer yet?
I don't think I have, actually.
Dude, a lot of people don't do trailers anymore. Have you noticed that?
I noticed that.
I'm doing fucking trailers till I die just because I love movies.
Yeah. No, you
like I'm gonna.
To me, there's no going back from
fuck
that.
No, and I'm gonna keep making music too for my comics as long as I can. Yeah.
Oh, dude, if you can, why not? Why wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
When a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian star with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict. From Eisner-winning writer Mike Barron and illustrator Richard Bonk, dive into the depths of adventure and unravel the mysteries of the sea with the world's greatest detective in Leviathan. Order now on Fund My Comic.
Awesome.
Yeah, you know what? This is the thing too about Mike. You know that he's not casually familiar with these characters, right? Even if you've never read even if you've never read Jules Verne, you've never read 20,000 Leagues Beneath the Sea. If you've never read that, if you've never read any of the Holmes stories, I've read all that crap. But if you've never read that stuff, you still know who these characters are. Except usually the movie versions of Nemo have never been accurate, right?
Yeah.
Because he's Indian.
Yeah, except for the League, right?
What, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that. Well, yeah. I mean,
he's fucking dope in there.
Yeah, no, he's fucking completely bad.
I like that movie. I like that movie a lot too. I never read the book. Never read the book, and I thought that director,
it's completely different. It's completely
different,
book, and that's why people
did that
hate
in Blade.
it.
It's different from the book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that's fine. Like for instance, I think it was a mistake to add Dorian Gray, but it was a definitely awesome idea to include American Secret Agent Tom Sawyer.
I thought that was dope. When I think I remember hearing that in the special features. Like, yeah, he was in the movie. He was in the movie.
Dorian Gray didn't belong there, right? He did not belong there, and I don't know that making Mina Harker into a vampire was a cool idea, right? Because instead, she didn't really have any powers, any strengths in the original comic, and I love the original comic. Really? But but to me, it was just like it was taking that idea and doing its own thing with it.
I wonder if that was
and it was fun. And seeing fucking Sean Connery as an elderly Alan Quatermain just still whipping ass. It was just fucking awesome.
He did what Stephen Norrington. He did that in Blade. I mean, in retrospect, looking back, those movies look pretty cool still. Like they still look pretty good. They have some scenes. They both have like their scenes that are kind of but then they have some scenes that are fucking phenomenal. You know that they were, like they're using bigatures for Venice and things like that. They look really cool.
Special effects in that are awesome. And I love what they did with Jason Fleming. That massive
the big
costume that they put
so
him
dope.
In, right? So he kind of looks a little bit like the character from the comic, and then You know, and then Tom Sawyer picks up his top hat, and it's just this giant top hat.
Right. And like Richard Roxburgh, I think he played like M, and then he also played like that Russian. I thought that guy's a great actor, man. Like he pretty much did that, and then he did, you know, he played Dracula in Van Helsing, and he just kind of disappeared. Oh, he did Moulin Rouge. Those were like his 3 big movies, you know.
Right.
And then he just kind of disappeared. I'm like, man, that guy was a good actor. He had a little part in Mission Impossible 2, but you never really saw the guy again. I don't know what happened to him, but I thought he was a great actor. Another Australian, you know. I was talking to the wife about these actors, like from, you know, why do they always hire Brits and Australians to do these big roles? It's like, oh, because they're not little bitches, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
They could take.
That's the word. That's the word. They're not little bitches. They're like, because where they come from, because they all come from like the British theater world. And if you consider yourself, if you're a prima donna, everybody fucking hates your guts. Everybody hates your guts. Like, because that's the thing you have to understand about the British theater world is that it's working class in its origins. Actors didn't used to make these insane amounts of money. Right. So a lot of them, acting in many respects was like a blue collar job. And that's why they're like I said, like the Italian film crews, it's like everybody's fucking equal. And then if you just fucking act like a bitch, then everybody's like, if you want to go pout in your trailer, right, in Hollywood, they'll put up with that shit. They'll placate you, right? Yeah. For the most part, but they don't tolerate that shit over there. And so when they bring that work ethic with them, that's the thing. They just have a better work ethic.
Have you seen the new Daredevil trailer?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go through it real quick, man. I'm gonna watch it.
Looks like they fucking listen to the fans.
It does.
Any kind of salvation.
I'm down with this.
I'm so hyped up for this, man.
But it is my duty to protect her.
It's been some time, hasn't it?
It's been some time you've come up in the world. But now you can't protect this.
And Bullseye's in here.
Yeah, he was terrific in season 3.
Dude, I seen some a new Bullseye like I've seen this costume, but then I seen another one on TikTok where people were swearing that it was his costume, you know, and it looked dope, dude. It looked like the comic book one, but even better. Like, oh, right, it's so cool looking. And here he's got like a kind of like the Batman's costume where it's like makeshift, you know.
Right.
If you look at it real quick. That's not him.
Well,
that's
I
another.
haven't seen this trailer. I've seen another one, but I see that.
That's not teaser. Bullseye either. There's a couple of villains in the news. There's a couple and the Punisher's in here, brother.
I know. That bumps me out.
Like just the devil of hell.
Kingpin just kind of needs to be there, you know, like in the movie The Batman. I think like Colin Farrell just kind of needs to be there. He needs to be like the Kingpin of Gotham, you know.
Right.
I would never kill him. I'm kind of there.
Yeah, you know me. I just don't like that version.
Much to do.
That's Bullseye right there.
Yep.
New costume.
Exactly what kind of a lawyer are you? A really good one.
Nice and shiny.
Question is, this is Disney, so is that the bait? And then we're gonna watch that shit, and we're gonna be all
into
what
everybody's
it,
saying.
They're gonna go to the Switch.
That's what everybody at the LTS is saying. That's what a lot of people online are saying. But
why wouldn't they? We've been fucked so many times.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, I heard what they like. I watched 3 Comic-Con interviews with all 10 of the cast. You know what I mean? Like Foggy, and then I think her name's Deborah, like the other chick, and then D'Onofrio was there, and Berntal and Charlie Cox. They're all there. I've watched like 3 interviews with them, and they're pretty much like, yeah, this is back to like the last. It's been 10 years since the show started.
This is season 4.
It's basically like a back to basics, like what they did before.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, and everyone knows that Disney has rated R content now. They have Deadpool versus Wolverine. So come on, guys, they have rated R movies on there now. So on Disney, well, they've always owned rated R like movie studios, but now they have, and they
Buena Vista is Disney, right? And sometimes
there's another one that
like
Disney owns
in the credits, Buena Vista. I'm like, oh, this is Disney. It's just like, they don't label it as Big D Disney because it's like an R-rated film.
Correct. And then, you got, what was it? A Miramax and Dimension. and Hollywood
Yep.
Pictures. Those were all Disney. And there's more too. There's a lot. There's like 3 or 4 more, and they have new ones now too. You know, and they also own Hulu, and Hulu makes Prey. You know, that's Disney. You know, and now Disney's like, we don't give a fuck. We're putting Deadpool versus Wolverine on here, and even Ryan Reynolds is doing a commercial, and he's laying on the floor with the blind lady. He's like, "Oh, you can stream this on Disney now. That's right, it's Disney." Haha. You know, so it's like, dude, like they're gonna put radar shit on there. There's no reason for them not to put the shit on there. You know, for them not to make the dope shit. So I'm about 88% sure this shit's gonna be like the old one. You know,
I'm about 60. And that's right. So I think because
there's been reshoots.
That this is season 4.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, for reals. And there's been reshoots like a mug, daddy, like a mug. I've heard fucking reshoots of the ass.
But a big old butt like that woman in the front row of the church choir be having. But we've been fucked so many times.
Yeah.
That how can you expect not to get fucked? Do you know what I'm saying?
It looks cool though. I mean, it does look like the other one, right?
Have is legitimate.
It's sus. But I mean, just looking at it, it's like, yeah, that's season 4. I mean, look at it. It looks like season 4, right?
Yes,
like,
but
like if this shit never happened, that's a season 4 trailer, right?
Right,
pretty much,
right.
But
here's the thing. It's just like, yeah, but is that the tone of the whole thing, or is like Matt Murdock gonna go trans, or is Foggy gonna declare his love for Matt?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll see though. I don't know though, man. I think a lot of people.
I think they're.
It's dead, bro. You know what died?
Yeah.
It's the election. Once they saw the whole country was red. I saw that the election night. I was clicking on everything on Google because you could go there and it had everything. And I'm talking to the wife. I'm like, dude, look at all the cities. Look at all the counties. They're all fucking. Look at the counties. They're all fucking red. Everything's red. Yes. And I'm like, they didn't get the electoral vote, a lot of these, but they're all fucking red.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then the next day, Elon, look at, you know what I mean? Like everybody voted red. So that means most people have conservative values now. The majority of America has conservative values now, you know? And so a lot of that shit is good and evil. And a lot of that has to deal with like Christianity, you know what I mean? And
dude,
a lot of people
vote like I knew like Republicans that like admitted to me that they voted for Obama, right? It's about the economy, stupid, right? That saying, it's about the economy, stupid. That's why people because people were looking at, dude, I mean, you had a choice between an orange-skinned game show host, huckster, or the Wicked Witch of the fucking West.
Well, yeah, it was that, right? And then it was
the cackling fucking sadistic bitch that I guarantee you the moment she got into office would have fucking launched a war.
Yeah, they didn't want they didn't want that, and then they didn't want the shit in the schools anymore, and they didn't want the fucking dudes playing in women's sports anymore. Yes. So that kind of boils back to programming and art. So there was that, and then the economy. So that was it. That's why everyone's like, yeah, fuck that. I'm done with that shit.
So here's the thing. So Hollywood might stop making this woke shit.
They will, yeah.
But remember, that means that there's still going to be a year, at least, maybe 2, of all the stuff that they've been making now coming out.
Oh, yeah. So there's a trickle down.
It takes 3 years to make a movie.
And there's reshoots. So that's why I was like, there's been a fuck ton of reshoots for this. So I'm like, okay, dude, that makes sense. You know,
Born Again, they rebooted the entire fucking thing after She-Hulk came out. Like they actually shot like I don't know how many episodes, but they were shooting, and then they shut the production down, and like mid-production. So there's probably like unused footage that's in the vaults now.
I remember that now. Yeah, I forgot about that.
We're just like, okay, I guess we should do like that. We should maybe, I don't know, listen to the fans and maybe give them here's an idea what they want, and then we can actually have a success and maybe make a little money. Right? It's just
when it's like nobody wants those bitches either.
Nobody wants that shit.
Well, like they filmed those bitches in Deadpool. Like the Tatiana bitch, she was filmed in Deadpool, and like Ryan's like, yeah, come over, we'll film your scenes, man. Let's get over here real quick. And the same thing with come here. Yeah, all right, bitch. We ain't gonna put your shit in here. You're not gonna be in the fucking special features. Fuck out of here. And that's what happened.
And she got pissed. Yeah. And she's fucking madder than a motherfucker.
They're all done. I'm like, that's what I said. I'm like 88% sure the shit's gonna be pretty dope. But
I hope so.
there's
I hope
that little
so,
bit.
dude. It's like if this shit turns out to be fucking woke, I'm gonna take that shit really fucking personally. Because the thing is, this I'm not gonna wait to hear whether it's good or not. I'm diving right the fuck in.
Oh, for sure, bro. I'm gonna be there like that night at midnight watching it.
That's a day one.
Fuck yeah. We got this book right here, Band of the Crow. It's got 26 hours left, guys. It's only $3. It's in the vein of Tolkien. I already backed it. It's $3. You can't beat it. In the year of the goddess 924, frost giants have trampled the world beneath their feet. The last remnants of a man clinging to life, fighting back with the holy art of sorcery. So, the Band of the Crow is a high fantasy story in the tradition of the great English masters from William Morris to Lord Dunsany and J.R.R. Tolkien. So this is our first offering, and we hope many more. And we are purposely keeping the campaign lean and simple, only 30 pages. It's a floppy with some cool variant covers and fun. So yeah, guys, get in here. Here's some of the art. It's looking fantastic. I personally got this Indiegogo one right here. They're on like a bunch of different platforms. They're on Kickstarter as well. But I actually did like this Indiegogo cover more. It's just fucking old school metal,
I love that one too. Yeah, that's the one I got. Way more metal.
And then the art is just gorgeous art.
Yeah, he made you an offer that you can't refuse.
Yeah, that's how you build a readership.
Up on.
That's how you build a readership.
Exactly.
If you could do that, that's how you do it. And the next book isn't gonna be this cheap. And this book, next time you probably come to buy it, it won't be this cheap either. It's basically free as far as I'm concerned. It's just people need to know about it. Got 130 backers.
He made a Chad move.
Yeah.
Right. He made a Chad move. He basically said, you know what? I'm basically going to put this thing out at a loss because I'm so confident that it's going to fucking knock you out of your fucking socks.
Yeah. And the writer, Arvid, he's a pro. He's written for Dark Horse before. So you're going to get a professional quality book. And this book should have been seen on all the big independent YouTube channels. It should have been like top tier, with all the other professionals, but it's not. It's not. It's getting stepped over.
Politics.
And so for whatever reason, but you guys come and I'm going to put the link in the chat so you guys can come and back it. The Band of the Crow.
Yeah, go check that out, people. I'm telling you, if you just browse that page, you're gonna want this, especially when you see the price is fucking $3.
$3.
Yes, he's giving this. He's really giving this shit away.
Have you heard about that new movie, The Return?
The Return? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So check this out, Brian. I think you're gonna get a kick out of this.
Oh shit!
You're ready. I don't think you're ready, man.
I'm bracing myself, dude. I'm puckering my butt cheeks up.
I don't think you're ready, bro.
Okay.
No shit.
The smartest of all the heroes. He led us for 10 years in the Trojan War before his brilliant plan to build the Great Horse. The Trojans,
the man of twists and turns,
behind their walls. Then out poured our soldiers. Odysseus led us to victory. People love stories. You were there?
I am Odysseus' wife.
Odysseus is dead.
Not to me.
There is no king. He sailed to Troy years ago. Took the best men with him.
All year, suitors have been turning up, waiting for his widow to choose a new husband to be king.
It's just the end.
They're just here for your
the entire movie of the end of the fucking Odyssey.
In the end, it's huge.
Gangs of thugs terrifying the people.
Yeah, man.
It's just the return.
At least until I choose my husband.
Genius.
Mother, we can't live with those savages anymore.
I will choose soon when I finish my wedding cloak.
No one's making a fool of you, of us all.
I know who you are.
A tramp.
If I were free, I'd fight for what was mine. I'd fight for my people.
What will the people say when they see I have returned alone? That I led all their men to their deaths.
This land is ruined. I sacrificed it for him.
I have a proposal for you. Hunting party.
Where is he?
Who are you?
Your waiting is over.
The one
that
amongst
bow.
you who can string the bow and shoot
bend
the
that
arrow
fucking
through the
bow.
axes, that man will be my husband.
Yeah.
Close the gates.
How can men find a war but not find their way home?
Ruthless.
Some war becomes home.
Give the man the bow.
I see.
Rafe been hitting the weights, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like he looks like an older guy, but then he takes his cloak off, and you're just like, damn, the dude's like fucking, ripped. In shape.
Yeah, pretty ripped,
right?
up.
Like he looks like. That's the thing. I'm just because I was thinking Ralph Fiennes like as Odysseus. Because Odysseus is a fucking Giga Chad.
Yeah,
Giga Chad, right? This has actually kind of been done before. There's a spaghetti western called The Return of Ringo.
Oh shit!
Which is starring Giuliano Gemma, and it's a spaghetti western, but it's basically this.
Well,
it's almost the same exact story. It's basically the end of the Odyssey. It's about this guy who comes home and sees that like these bandits have taken over his town or his house and everything, and he comes back as a dressed as a Mexican peasant.
Dude, I've seen another one. I've seen another movie though or I don't know if it was a TV show. I've seen like probably 2 or 3 with Odysseus where it was just where he came home. But I have something I do recommend. This is the best one I've ever seen. It was a TV movie. Brian, I know you've seen it. This one's called The Odyssey with Armand Assante.
Yes, the one with Armand Assante. Yes,
they still haven't done it.
Hallmark Entertainment presents.
Polyphemus.
Who are you? I am Odysseus, the greatest adventure
I love this.
of all time.
I love this fucking movie.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Or miniseries, actually, is what it was.
Yeah.
You must make this journey.
Rossellini.
Yeah, Isabella Rossellini.
Look at the big old sets, dude. The big old trireme ship.
Into worlds beyond imagining.
You don't recognize me?
An incredible story.
TV movie.
Wonders beyond belief.
Oh, I love especially when he goes into the underworld.
Now you believe.
Yeah.
A movie event unlike any you have ever seen before.
Me, Odysseus! I come to Troy!
The Odyssey.
When pissed off with Poseidon, dude, you've done fucked up.
Vanessa
Classic adventure. Delightful, larger than life. A feast for the eyes. Irresistible. A major entertainment event.
Oh, 90s.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it looks, especially the special effects look dated. But this is actually very good.
Even for TV, bro.
Yes.
Eric Roberts.
But now stuff that's made for TV doesn't look like it's made for TV.
No.
This looks like it's made for
Destiny is to
TV.
become immortal, to have your name on the lips of endless generations.
The Odyssey.
Bend that bow and start fucking picking those motherfuckers off.
Fools would be like, "Hey, dude, why is he's the brother to Judge Dredd?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, you seen the Odyssey, bitch?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
I
love that movie.
Underrated actor.
Oh yeah,
he's a very
no,
underrated actor. I think.
Love that movie. You know what I mean? Like, me and my pops. I remember he's like, "Yeah, son, like this is the Odyssey." You know, we taped it. You know, I used to watch the VHS, and
it's really good.
It's one of
the
few
shades,
movies.
Especially like that was actually my favorite part when he goes to the underworld and the shades are coming at him.
It's kind of freaky back then.
Yeah.
And like it was that one was pretty good too. And then the one Ted Danson's Gulliver's Travels. I think it was the same like production company that did it. It was made for. There was a few. There's probably like 10 really good made for TV like miniseries. I would say Salem's Lot, the Odyssey, Gulliver's Travels was pretty good. And I thought Merlin with Sam Neill was pretty good too. And what's his name? Martin Short was okay. I thought it was okay. I think that was the same people, but it was like, again, they would put these movies out and they would be like 2 or 3 days long or, nights. You would watch them each night. They would come on the miniseries event. But I've been still waiting for them to reboot that. I always thought they would reboot the Odyssey because it was so fucking cool,
Oh, dude, look, that's one of those stories, right? I was just thinking about this the other day. I'm always talking about, it's like, do we need another Dracula? Do we need another Frankenstein? Do we need another Beauty and the Beast? Do we need another Count of Monte Cristo? Do we need another fucking Three Musketeers? Yes, we fucking do.
Always.
Because there are certain stories that for some reason appeal to us in such a way we just want to hear them over and over and over and over. And at the very least, every generation should have their own version of that story.
Absolutely.
Set shots, in case you didn't hear, first set shots dropped from
Frankenstein?
Guillermo's Frankenstein.
Yeah. I was going to show those tonight too, but I was like, I don't know. And I mean, the actor they got, though, he's tall, man. He's looking pretty cool. That thing's massive, bro. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't really enjoyed a Guillermo del Toro movie in a long time, but I'm looking forward to this. I'm hoping that this is going to, be a artistic comeback for him.
I almost feel like this is his movie, like the movie that's going to kind of the one he's always wanted to make, you know.
This is the one that also hopefully is going to relaunch the Universal Monsters, and hopefully this time they won't call it the Dark Universe. Did you see those fucking animatronics yet?
Well, this is
Did you see those fucking things?
This is a Netflix movie though, dude. He sold his soul to Netflix. All of the Guillermo content has been Netflix. All of his movies.
Oh, but it's going to get a theatrical release.
Is it really?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of Netflix, Shudder, Screenbox. They're all these streaming services that actually are involved in production of movies that get released theatrically. Yeah.
How many is it going to be, like in theaters for like a month or like a one night event or what?
No. It's getting a proper theatrical release. It's just like for instance, Terrifier 3. If you watch the opening credits of that, you'll see it's like Shudder, Screenbox, and all these streaming services.
Yeah.
Right? So it gets released theatrically, and then after its theatrical release, eventually, like the first time it comes to streaming, it comes to like those services.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Netflix do that yet. That's going to be a big one then. Because I know he did that with like Pinocchio and the Cabinet of Curiosities. I know Pinocchio went that was a straight to Netflix thing.
Yes. The Cabinet of Curiosities, of course.
He signed a big deal with those fools like fucking 8 years ago or something. Like after he did like Crimson Peak or The Shape of Water, he signed a massive deal with those motherfuckers. I was like, bro, don't do that. Like you're going to just kind of lock yourself in with those fools, you know, kind of. But
I know.
At the same time, though, he probably was like, I could probably make whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? That's probably why he did it.
And the thing is he is one of the coolest, most likable fucking figures.
Yeah.
Everybody I know that's met that guy says that he is just like humble as fuck. Like just a regular fucking dude. He's a fanboy.
Met him once. Oh yeah,
he's a fanboy, really. But he's also shown that he can be an incredible artist, and I don't think I've enjoyed a Guillermo movie since Hellboy 2.
Really?
Which I love. Which I fucking love.
We got your book right here, man. Which I fucking love. We got Six Gun Gorilla.
Fucking $2,000.
I see you got 40 backers now.
Yeah, man. For a second chance campaign, that's not too bad.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. And you got all the artwork done for the most part?
Yeah, boy. Almost done with the lettering. Funny thing is, it's taking me forever to letter it, and it's not out of procrastination. It's because this is actually like my favorite This is actually my favorite part of like the creative process.
Did you letter all your other books?
Process? What'd you say?
Did you letter your other books?
Oh no, I don't do my own lettering. I do what I call ghetto lettering. I'll go in GIMP and do little word balloons and type in the dialogue and tinker with it just to get an idea like, oh, is this too much dialogue for this panel? Maybe I want to break it up a little, right? Because the last thing I want to do is drown out Preston's beautiful, magnificent art. And yeah, you can get this with the Preston cover. You can get also the Sim cover, I believe, for issue 10. The Dillard cover is a Fun My Comic exclusive. That's for the volume 2 trade paperback. And if you're new to the world of Six Gun Gorilla, just go to this page and go to the top, and there's a link there. You can click on that, and it will take you to a free downloadable PDF copy of the very first issue. Because you gotta let I always gotta let the customer kick the tires and get a little taste.
Getting closer to the finish line on this. I can already tell.
Yeah. I mean, all we need now is corrections from Preston, which I know he's real busy right now on something that's very hush hush that we can't talk about. But hopefully after that, then he can do the fixes, like giving my boy Gravesend his fucking facial hair back. There's just like a lot of little things, but that almost always happens. But overall, I mean, it's just like, he just did just a beautiful job. It's just, he's one of those guys now. He's one of those guys. Like, I thought like he was approaching the Bisley level, and now he's like actually at like the Bisley level. It's fucking sick.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah, and then of course there's the wanted poster.
Down here,
6 a.m. sticker.
Yeah,
by our boy MC Mark Marianelli, and then there's the reviews.
Nice.
By, Mike Barron loves it. Chuck Dixon loves it. Joe Lansdale loves it. A whole bunch of like everybody who reads this thing seems to love it, and I'm very grateful for that.
Hell yeah, guys! Proof is in the pudding. Coming back, this book, you won't be sorry. Shipping out pretty soon, and come back and find my comic. It's the greatest crowdfunding comic book website on the map right now, guys.
Because fuck Indiegogo.
Yeah, Indie no. And man, thanks. I'm probably gonna wrap it up now. Been going about an hour and 45 plus.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks Brian for coming and hanging out. Where can people find you right now?
Find me on the Twatters at Brian Christgau. Find me on the Facebooks at Brian Christgau. And go check out my YouTube page at Brian Christgau, I guess. We do a stream every week, either about spaghetti westerns, kung fu movies, or horror. And I guess it's not going to be tomorrow, but the Sunday after next, that's when we're going to start doing that stream.
That's like December 2nd.
Something like that. Or maybe I'll even stream tomorrow just for the fuck of it and just talk about horror shit or something like that.
Yeah, it's always good to fucking chill and do streams sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
I think that'll be...
So, if you're down for that tomorrow, I might be down for that too. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, for sure. I think that would be...
Cheesy.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be the I think it's the 1st, so yeah, it'll be, I think, on the 1st, probably. Probably going to be doing a horror movie that night too, I think, right? So...
Oh, yeah, always.
I think it's horror. We're either going to be doing horror, Western, or we're going to be doing Kung Fu Theater. So you guys will be able to watch this show Saturday night at midnight, and we'll be able to come over and check out Brian's channel, Horror Movie Club, or Kung Fu Theater, or
or Spaghetti Western Jamboree, whatever I feel like doing that week. Yeah,
on Sundays at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be a little fun weekend. But
because if you aren't watching enough horror movies and kung fu movies and spaghetti westerns, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
We'll put you up on that, bitch, so you can fuck with it. So thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Thanks, brother.
And have a great weekend. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.